Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. On today's stream, I have a special guest. Can I already put my special guest on the stage? Is my special guest ready to get on the stage already? Will it be fine with my special guest? I'm looking at the special guest right now, waiting for him to give me a thumbs up or do anything like this. Great. I do have my special guest's permission. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Szymon Chmal. Hey, Szymon, great to see you. Hi.
Hey, Kevin. I think we last seen each other around a week ago when I was in Wrocław in Callstack HQ.
Yeah.
Or around a week. And I'm referring to that because today I'm wearing a t-shirt I got from China React conference happening in Portland, organized by Infinite Red. And this is connected because I was in Wrocław, because like a couple of days before that, I was in US, then I went to Warsaw, and then I went straight to Wrocław. So that's the
chain of
my whole
reactions.
introduction. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to come up with something
Busy 2
unexpected,
weeks.
and I think, yeah, definitely.
So wait, so since we seen each other, you went to US, you went to 2 conferences?
Kinda. Yeah,
Kinda,
one of
okay.
them was We Are Developers in Berlin, which is an amazing conference spanning around 18 stages. So a lot of people, a lot of great talks, a lot of great
Wait,
people.
18 stages at the same time?
18 stages.
Still at the same time?
Yep.
It's almost like a Woodstock for IT.
It is. It spans 2 buildings, like 5 minutes away each other. I mean, if you want to go from stage A in building number 1, to stage B in building number 2, you need to go you have a 5-minute walk basically.
Oh, sounds like
it's interesting.
Oh wait, so not only was it a lot of walking, but also in the biggest heat waves?
I don't think so. I mean, I was fine. I was fine. And believe me, I'm not a fan of heat. And I just think that 22 degrees Celsius is this sweet spot for me.
22.
In contrast, yeah.
Well, I found out that doing home renovations in 36 degrees is a bit too much.
It's not definitely the brightest idea, but
it's not optimal.
It is what it is. I did the same. If you notice my background, it's different because me and my father, we were renovating this room together with 32, 34 degrees outside. And you must trust me that it was a terrible experience. There's only one window, no AC. Window, well, you know how it is with with painting the walls. Usually you hang something on your window so people don't peek into the room from the outside. So yeah, with the heat wave outside, with no wind coming into the room, it was quite hot. But we managed somehow. So yeah, that's our intro about home renovation and heat waves. And I think we are quite ready to say a couple of words about the topic itself. What do you think?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm still getting used to a little bit of chaos in my head right now because I'm streaming from a new place. Even for me, it's jarring seeing white background in my camera, so it's weird.
The fun part is that the lines, they are basically at the widest point of view as a person, as a human.
Yeah, it feels like I'm sitting in a box, right?
Exactly. So like this. I couldn't describe it properly, but this is what I mean.
Look at this illusion, because I've seen it. Like, this is basically an illusion.
Oh, there's no wall. I mean,
Yeah, here is a wall, but here it's so yeah, that's basically an
I didn't
illusion.
expect that, to be honest. I didn't expect that. I
And so
was,
I'm not sitting in a small container,
but you have a
even
jar.
though it feels like need to hydrate. So yeah, today's topic, for all of y'all curious, we will be presenting you our custom-made,
In-house made.
in-house made, custom in-house made model.
A toy we played with for quite a long time. I guess 6 months.
A toy that we played with, and a toy that started to become slowly and slowly a product or an actual tool that is helpful for everyone.
Yeah. I would describe this relationship as same thing as raising a child.
Yeah, one-to-one, exactly one-to-one.
Wait a second. Let me finish. It was fun to look at it and see how it learns to walk. You know how it is with children, right? Then at some point it was able to walk without any help. That was good. The times were great.
I'm still struggling with that part.
And then the teen phase happened. And
the what?
The teen phase, the moment when you are trying to be, independent, you don't want to listen to your parents. So the same thing happened to the model. Like, we are trying super hard to make it respond as we want the model to respond, and it wasn't really listening to us. Not really. Like, it was really hard to make it.
So actually, turns out that our model is a teenager at this point.
No anymore. We did something. We did some things to it, which made it.
Let's drop the comparison, because we are getting into weird territory. Yeah. So yeah, we did some things to it, and I've been hearing about because we didn't name the name yet. It's Apex, like Apex Predator, or Apex Legends. So yeah,
at this point, I don't know who is the inventor of the name.
Yeah, like I actually never seen on any channel any discussion on how should we name the model. It's like suddenly everyone got on board and we're like, yeah, that's the name.
There was some internal discussion. I remember it. I don't remember I remember mine. So my approach was to use some kind of like
abbreviation.
Some name which will have a reference to Poland, to like our tradition, some like legends. So
Zenon.
I think I was trying to play with this legend about Twardowski, the guy who you remember the story, right? About devil.
Yeah, of course I do remember the story, because I've read all of the books.
So that was my approach.
If you would name the model Robak, that would be so cool.
No, nobody understand the problem.
Wait, was it a different? Yeah, I think it was a different.
It was a totally different story.
Yeah.
The legend is quite short. So if I'm not mistaken, if you played The Witcher 3, and there is this expansion pack called Hearts of Stone.
Yeah.
The story is basically the adapted version of this legend.
Oh, really?
Yep. The guy deals with a devil. He tries to be smart. So he says that, okay, I'm going to pay you back for all you give me, but I will pay you back when we stand on moon.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I've seen there was this visual adaptation of that
by Allegro. the Polish
Yeah,
e-commerce company.
but I think they got to work with Platij Image. So
No idea what you just
so
said, but you're probably right.
there is this very famous 3D artist from Poland, and he created a company that got involved into a lot of 3D animation stuff and special effects and stuff like that. And there is a hidden joke, apparently, what I heard in the name of the company. It's called Platij Image, so like platinum images, right? Platij Image, but
More
it's
or less,
actually
yeah.
a wordplay on płacisz i masz. So you pay and you get in Polish.
Yep.
So yeah, fun. But okay, now I do remember that. But sorry, coming back to the main topic, Apex. So Apex is our in-house created, custom-made model, and I think it would be worth. Actually, let me quickly check one thing with you, Szymon, because I'm also side-eyeing a couple of chats. Do we have the model card prepared?
Not
or
yet.
anything like that? Okay, so for now,
We have this nice looking page hosted on callstack.com, which I need to quickly look up because I don't remember exactly the.
okay, no worries, check that. But to all of our viewers currently, the source is a very solid, trust me, bro. And I'm gonna rely on that source.
It's not really that bad. I will show you why it's better than you describe it. So first of all, let's start with the thing I'm sharing right now.
Switch to a different setup and sharing the screen.
Yep. And now I will do something
I didn't know you can do such a thing. That's cool.
Yep. And you need to be like the aspect ratio. If I go too wide, it will start getting smaller. But if I make it just right, it will fill all the available space. Nevertheless, we introduced the Apex, whatever it's supposed to be pronounced. The model that's specially tailored for React Native. Yeah, that's basically how I would summarize the whole thing. The important fact is that it's not something untested. We are heavily testing it internally. Our developers, our engineers are driving Apex in their day-to-day work.
One quick explanation, because I still consider it kind of funny, because with all of those AI advancements and stuff like that, there's a lot of new wordage and all of new terms created. Two terms we need to quickly add a legend to. Harness is basically your cursor, your cloud code, your open code, your Pi. I think you today told me about that. So those are harnesses. And in order to use a harness, you need a driver. And you are, sir, a driver in this case, which I consider kind of funny. So, because you mentioned that a couple of people were driving the model. So they were basically...
Nice digression about wordplays and stuff like this. Now, I'm trying to go back to where I was, but maybe that's not important to go to exactly the same place. The important fact is to say that we, as Callstack, we believe that we need specialized models. Not because like the current pricing of those state-of-the-art models exposed by OpenAI, by Anthropic to the public. This is not a problem yet. The problem is different. The problem is that sometimes we don't need a groundbreaking model to do maybe not a stupid simple job, but something that's maybe below the competitive. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. You don't need a Lamborghini to go to a shopping mall and buy groceries. You need something that will be cheap to maintain, something that will be decent to drive, and yeah.
You
Let's
don't need
talk
to
about
go
this.
to Dr. House to treat a cough or
Exactly.
an allergy.
So some smaller alternative, some cheaper alternative may be better in this case. You don't use Fable to do all the job. You don't use Opus to do all the job. You don't use Sol to do all the job. I guess I'm counting, like fingers. I have my fingers crossed that you don't do this because it's a total waste. But generally speaking, use the tools that are good for a given job. Right.
And and with the models, we've been talking with Piotr, I think, a couple of streams ago, why those smaller but specialized models are actually very important and can be actually even more powerful than those professional models. I mean, our model is also professional. What I meant is that those bigger models that are generalized with generalized knowledge, because basically, when you have a context window and the model knows a lot about a lot of things, but for your specific case or your specific technology, it's gonna fetch a lot of things. It's gonna have to add maybe some skills, some documentations or whatever, and suddenly this context window gets filled up a lot, and there is less and less space for solution to your problem, for actual work. So in those situations, using smaller model but specialized for the technology you want to work with might give you a better result.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm finishing my prompt because of course I'm working in the background.
Yeah.
But getting back to the topic, small models or medium-sized models can be easily hosted on premise in comparison to something like I don't know, some big ass model that needs hundreds of gigabytes of memory, right? I would say you cannot really host Apex on your MacBook. That's not this kind. Like this is not the link,
Yet.
not the tier.
Yet.
Yet, because technically we can like prepare some smaller quantized model
Yeah, I'm
for
super
local
excited
usage.
for the 1-bit quantizations. Oh.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know what you are talking about, but this is.
I'll
I
bring
mean,
you up to speed later. But
I know. I mean, there's only like two values, but yeah. Getting back to the thing again, because we are constantly going away from the beaten track. So, medium-sized models, they are not as good as state-of-the-art models, but if you give them the knowledge about some business domain or some domain in general, they can easily outperform those like super intelligent models because those super intelligent models may be missing some crucial information on the task on the domain, or for example they need to think a lot to process the information, to find the connections between what you're asking it to do versus the weights in the model. And the thinking phase of Opus, for example, thinks a lot. So it needs to go from your prompt to whatever the domain is, and then locate some, let's say, memories about React Native to apply them. And the second problem is that state-of-the-art models, of course, they are constantly retrained, tuned for the latest knowledge and for the latest sources. But still, I think they are like 6 months behind, at least 6 months behind, if not even more like a year behind. And with medium-sized models, you can technically fine-tune or add new knowledge, refresh the knowledge pretty quickly because of the size. Which means that with Apex, we can refresh it behind the scenes and I don't want to declare like a number of months, for example, but
wow.
it will happen faster than for those big ass models because they needed the biggest
You know
number of
that I
computers.
actually didn't consider that at all. First of all, I need to do one thing. Hello, Ryan. So good you're here. I was scared for a video won't join us. So hi. But I really didn't even consider that for a moment, that those, as you call them, big ass models, they are also very hard to upgrade / update / like keep up with the new things. So wow, sorry, I really, even for a second, didn't consider that medium-sized model that, yeah, of course, okay, we can't yet host on a local machine, but we can just throughout like a day just make it up to date with all of the changes, with all of the PRs, and just keep it fresh.
Maybe not a day. Let's not be like too optimistic about the time.
Fair enough.
It's still faster than doing the same job for the big model.
But now I know it's a little bit of a sidetrack, but Szymon, a quick and honest question. Have you actually noticed that when you are using those newer and fresher libraries in your projects, even the best models start to struggle because they mix up the knowledge and they try to implement some solutions from older versions of a library or anything like that?
This is natural. This is natural because I read this statement from some random guy on the internet saying that for a model to respond with "I don't know," you need to define in the weights that model doesn't know something. So it means you need to provide a finite set of things the model doesn't know about. And of course, we cannot do that. Like humans and our brains work the other way. We don't know by default, and we opt into knowledge.
Oh, it depends on the person, but
but it's a totally different thing for LLMs because they are not thinking; they are just probabilistic machines. So if they are not taught that they don't know something, they would try to come up with something, and that's why you are seeing something like some of the API is good and some is not.
By the way,
because the good part was really good, but the bad part was like pretty close to the good part when it comes to like probabilistic. So,
but didn't the newer agents / newer models got implemented this like confidence level to what they're saying, so they can partially say that I'm not fully confident in what I'm saying right now, but
I'm not a master of weights. Let's say a master of neural networks.
It's called a strongman.
but the same principle, I believe the same principle holds. Like if you train your model to try to respond in this particular way, it will try to follow it. So sometimes it can, I guess, the people preparing the data set to learning a model, they try to have this like underspecified, let's say, questions, knowing that the model doesn't know about some details. And the expected outcome, the expected response was to, I'm not sure about it. So that's why for some questions, you can probably expect the model saying, I'm not sure about it. But from my experience, from my friends' experience, probably from your experience and all the viewers' experience, they tend to be super confident with whatever they say to us.
It kind of
in
makes
majority
sense.
of cases.
Now, can you imagine sitting down to your, I don't know, Claude Code, saying, okay, now implement this, and your model's like, I don't know how to do it. I give up.
I had this case like 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
I
really?
was asking to because I'm trying to fix an issue in React Native Harness, the tool I created and I'm trying to maintain. The problem is that for some reason, after the recent changes in GitHub Actions regarding the macOS runner,
Mhm,
Harness tends to fail to run completely. For
mhm,
some reason, like majority of runs will fail randomly.
hmm,
What I was able to measure is that I have only 7 gigs of RAM. The whole operating system plus the simulator app takes around 4 gigs. And then when I try to start Harness with Metro with all the stuff, I'm way above the 7 gigs limit and I'm swapping like 3 gigs of RAM.
mhm,
So this is probably a problem. And now I'm trying to reproduce the same environment locally in a virtual machine. Only
hmm,
3 virtual CPUs, only 7 gigs of RAM. And the problem was that MacBooks have this super fast disk drives,
mhm,
and NVMe drives or PCI Express drives,
mhm.
which may be way faster than the thing that's
Is
running in the
that
cloud. So I'm trying
NPO?
to, um, that's a very different thing.
Mm,
So I'm trying to limit the IO throughput in the VM. And Agent was like, no, it's not possible to do something like this. No, no,
oh,
no. But when I asked it, could you please double check if there is really no way for a VM to have the IO limited, for example, by some system utilities? Like maybe Mac OS has some system utility I can use to do that. And it was like, oh, you're right. There is a utility I can use. And now it's building in the background, just looking at my terminal, and it's now benchmarking if it really worked or not. So yeah, things like this happen in reality. Getting back to Apex again. So we built Apex with an assumption that we need a model that's going to be fairly cheap, that's going to be maybe not a state-of-the-art model, but good enough for majority of work happening around React Native. So this is a model that will not probably give you the best possible, super crazy approaches to hacking, injecting some stuff. You know what I mean?
mhm,
It's supposed to be your coworker, basically. Your guy, the guy who knows React Native. This guy doesn't know C. This guy doesn't know assembly. This guy doesn't know C# or anything else, right? This guy is the best person you can ask about things around React Native itself, like libraries, how to use them, advantages, disadvantages, um, some common issues happening for given libraries, how React Native itself works under the hood. It knows about the architecture of React Native, so it can reason about some performance issues, for example. Um, that's basically the idea for this model. And from we observe during this during our internal runs, what people give us as a feedback, engineers working at Callstack, um, it's working really really well in this particular domain. Outside of it, I would say it's a lottery.
I mean,
Sometimes it will be a good enough model. Sometimes it will seem a little bit like under the weather.
to be fair, towards the model and also to the area of expertise of the model, I consider React Native to be one of the hardest technologies for the models and like for LLMs overall, because with their predictive way of writing a code, they create JavaScript code, but in the same time, all of that code has repercussions on two separate platforms. It's implemented in two different ways, or even more different ways. So it's kind of it's hard for models to understand. Like they need to partially understand what they are writing and what's the effect of that. And we have a question, so maybe let's quickly answer the question.
Need to
How does
go back.
how does it
Ah, yeah.
evaluate against skills that provide context versus the model itself having that knowledge? Where does the advantage come in?
I think that's the point. That's the moment when I need to open my virtual whiteboard, or you can do it because, or I can do it. I will do it. Just let
Should
me.
I hide the screen for a second?
Nah, I will share the second one. But what was the app for the widescreen? Excalibur. That was the app.
So for now, I will respond with a simple example. When you provide a lot of context and when you provide a lot of like skills and stuff like that, yeah, of course, things going to work, but it's going to cost you extra on top of what you are already working on. So it's going to get expensive quite fast. If you add skills, documentations, some more like details on how the functions are working, you are sacrificing a workspace. And I mean, by workspace, I mean the context window available for you in the realm of one conversation. You are sacrificing that to teach a model, basically. Like imagine now that you are
Share the second screen.
okay. Imagine now that you are going to your I don't know. You are asking your dentist to do plumbing for you in your home. So he comes in, but before he starts to do the plumbing stuff, you need to teach him and give him the books to learn how to do the plumbing. So and he is charging you by the hour. So yeah,
I think this is kind of big enough, but just to be sure, let me make it a little bit bigger, like this, and like this, and we are here. Yep. So skills versus knowledge inside of the weights / inside of the model. So we all know that there's this context window thing, which is basically the amount of tokens model can, let's say, refer to, right? Something goes out of the context window, it's gone, it's forgotten. Which is why, for example, if you have a model with a small context window and you try to drive something like a super long task that spans multiple tool calls, reading multiple files, at some point this model will be like, I don't know what I was supposed to do. Because all the things, like a rolling window, something goes in,
I have a
something
nice
goes
example.
out, right?
I have a nice example that people will relate to. Imagine that you are reading, and most of us, I think, read something in our lives. You are reading, and then suddenly you are getting out of the context window, and you like read, but you forget what you read. So you need to reread everything again because it got out. So yeah, what Szymon is now creating is basically in this context window, there is things called context, which is a system prompt. There is space for tool calls, MCP, and stuff like that. There are skills, there's documentation. And look at that. We, in this example, in this scenario, we have just exceeded 50% of context window, and we didn't even start a task.
Yep. Which is a problem. And the other thing is that, for example, Codex has a limit on the length of the skills area, let's say. So, for example, if you have too many skills enabled, Codex may say that, oh, we only reserved like 2% of context window for your skills. So now we will start to shorten your descriptions. So this can mean that, for example, if you have 10 skills, model picks the correct skill in 100% of times, right? Then when you cross the border and Codex will start shortening the descriptions, you will notice that the model no longer picks the skills because description, which is like a trigger for a model to pick a skill, is totally different now. So the more skills, the more unpredictable the model becomes. And when it comes to picking the skills, right?
Also, worth mentioning that in this context window, some parts, like in this example, a system prompt, is glued to the context window. System, like LLM can't get rid of system prompt. Like it's stuck to the context window, but everything else, it falls into something called a sliding window. So basically, if your context window has, I don't know, 20% of space, but what you wrote requires 25%, then this 5% it goes out, stops existing. It's just not a part of this conversation anymore. Some models do underneath your conversation, some restructurization is basically like they are compressing the conversation. So instead of going through your entire, biography, remembering who you are, what you did, they just squash it into a couple of points to remember, like, notes, and then they save space and have more space for the conversation. So models sometimes actually do some optimizations and changes and improvements of how they store the conversation underneath. But I don't think they can do this always, because now we also need to introduce something called cache. I'm not sure if cached things can be restructured like that. So
Of course, they can, but you will pay for cache misses.
Recaching.
It is what it is, But yeah, generally, you can adjust the way how the output looks like via skills. But still having the skill like embedded into the weights themselves mean that you don't need to have the skill in the context window, so we can occupy the same space with a tiny knowledge, and that the skill will be applied automatically by the weights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, and also because I'm still processing what Nimesh asked about, like what's the advantage of Apex? Apex is for React Native. This is a model specialized in React Native. If you are working with React Native, this is a best option you could use because of cost effectiveness, because of performance, because of quality of output. We have some information, let's say, let's call it data or actually feedback. We have some feedback that Apex was actually able to find things that other models weren't able to find. And it might come from a simple reason of you're running a model against your code base. You don't know what it has to. Let's say you are running a diagnostics, right? Just giving your model free roam to like go around the code base, find issues. You don't know what issues to expect all of the time. So you are not always able to feed the model correct skills, correct context, correct date, everything. In that case, you can just use Apex because it has all of this context, knowledge, data, skills, everything embedded into the weights, embedded into how it works, embedded into data itself.
Yep. So, again, getting back to the main topic, how Apex compared to different models. Do we have any benchmarks on that? Yes, we have, because in order to determine if model is good, we need to compare it to the existing alternatives, right? So what you say is a little bit outdated, let's say, because it's GPT 5.5, we have 5.6. It's Cloud Opus 4.7, we have 5.0 now. But you can say that for a fraction of price, in comparison to GPT 5.5, Apex is around 5 times more let's say, cost effective in this case, producing comparable or better results. We will talk about the speed itself because it's something you need to see live, I would say, because it's amazing. Amazing because we are stuck with these new models answering really slowly, taking a long time to think about issues. You will see how Apex responds. It's amazing. Right. Maybe before, or maybe we can have this little excursion, let's say, from the topic. So, evals. In order to determine if model is better or not, we need to have some tasks which you can give to the model, or that's like a group of models. Let them all work on them separately on the same task, produce the result, and then, according to some metrics, you need to say if given task was if the like a solution for a given task was better for Apex, Cloud, Opus, GPT, Grok, whatever, right? So we built an open source benchmark suite for React Native, which tests things like navigation, like animation, like working with async state, working with lists, technically something simple, until you have a lot of elements in your list and they have like different sizes, for example, or they have some components with state. You know how it is in practice. It all works until you need to test an Android that costs like $200, and then it turns out that your React Native and your list is basically, well, not good. Let's say not good. And then last but not least, we have this React Native APIs, which is again another category on tasks involving accessing React Native APIs. Right. So getting back to the overview, as you can see in this benchmark, Apex finishes with the overall score, or Jesus, overall score
overall
of
score. Oh Jesus.
87.8%. Yeah, when compared to some like super expensive models like Fable, the difference is in 0.8%, which I think can be considered like a statistic error, let's say. So they're quite comparable in this benchmark, right?
Oh my God, Shimon, do you remember the times where DeepSeek R1 was such a groundbreaking, amazing new technology, and now it's at the bottom of the list? Oh my God.
Because this is the
crazy.
this is the Distill Quen. Like this is a different kind of model.
Okay.
Like Quen distilling the DeepSeek R1.
Okay.
So this is 32B
Fair enough.
model. It's small.
Quick
Right.
jump to Nimesh. So thanks for explanations. The hardest issue at the moment is when I'm running long-running tasks, is that the models are good at taking design specs or mocks, but very bad at verifying interactions and animations. And that's something that I've lived through myself as well. I know what you're talking about, that those models can basically match one-to-one what you want to achieve because the semantics are very similar to what you will get with HTML, with React Native, right? But then all of the interactions, animations, all of the fields, those have bigger consequences on the native side, and you need to understand how the code runs all of those internals in order to work with them. So yeah, this is basically one of the areas that we want on Apex to be a better choice.
Yep. So when looking, to be honest, I'm having a little bit hard time to read this, but okay. So estimated cost, the average score. So again, when compared to things like GPT-5.5, which is here, with things like GPT 5.6 Terra, we are way cheaper, achieving more or less the same outcome, like 83.5% versus 87.8%. Estimated cost around $12 versus $22. So we are nearly 50% cheaper, right?
And with that,
is...
I want to put it out again, because I feel like Szymon said that at the beginning. It's very important to mention again, Apex, it's not a multi-tool for everything. It will not write you a poem. It will not create a C++ game or a library with Python to do whatever. It's a tool for React Native. Just wanted to really pinpoint that point.
Now, we are on the part when we are supposed to say something about training and how Apex was created.
From what I understood, I mean, if people would be interested, we can do a second stream about Apex, in which we can ask people who are actually training the model to give some of the maybe stories from behind the scenes or problems or stuff like that. Today we just want to talk about Apex, play with Apex a bit. But from what I understood, and Szymon, please correct me if I'm very wrong, the main difference between Apex and other models is that we actually used knowledge of our own employees, our internal expertise, our internal know-how to validate, prepare, and improve the data sets that we use to train the model. We used our internal knowledge to prepare judges to further improve the training process. So I would say that Apex, its biggest advantage is that if you ever considered Callstack a great company in terms of React Native knowledge, expertise, and know-how, well, then this model is our way of distilling all of that know-how and knowledge into actual working agent. So worth mentioning also, currently it's in beta, but we are getting quite nice feedbacks all over the world. Is it fair to say? Yeah, I think it's fair to say. So yeah, I think we can, although maybe it's not fair to the listeners, but we can nicely, slowly skim over how we trained it, mainly because it's a little bit tech heavy, and
I will not go into details because I don't know the details myself. So I will only say that we played with different foundations, let's say, with different foundation models, like Kewin, for example, and we put our bet on Gemma 4, and now Apex is based on Gemma 4. It was trained using supervised fine-tuning and group relative policy optimization. So in the nutshell, SFT is basically preparing a data set of questions and expected answers, and the model is trying to manipulate weights in order to have the model respond to a similar question in a similar way. So when it comes to data set, Apex know how to use React Native libraries. In order to do that, we had to use libraries and their code base. And this was not like a super like wide scrapping of GitHub. This was a curated list of the most important, the most popular libraries for React Native. And we filtered out all the libraries which have the license, which doesn't allow us to do something like this.
In other words, Apex is grass-fed, eco-friendly, fully vegan, healthy for your everything. We did everything in our power to play by the book. So we did not steal. We did everything in our power to be fair to community. And also, actually, I think it's actually worth mentioning. I feel like this is also beneficial for community, because if you have a library with permissive, what's the word, license, and your library also will be a part of training Apex, this will make Apex just more useful for everyone who is using your library.
Yep. And the thing about skills and about why the knowledge embedded into the weights themselves is more efficient, less time spent on searching, less time spent on calling tools, trying to like read the knowledge from files, for example. This is basically in the models, so straight away you write the prompt, it can generate tokens without any external, sources of knowledge.
I didn't think about it as well. Oh my god! It's basically a difference between taking a test and having a bunch of nodes with cheats and doing the test properly, or just knowing the things.
Yep. Last but not least, we are not far away from having Apex available publicly, but we are still running the private beta program. So if you would like to try Apex, you can fill the form. I can share the URL somewhere, I guess. But sorry, but generally, if you write Callstack Apex, you'll probably end up on this page, and at the end of it, you will find this nice looking. Where is it? This.
You know what?
Nice
I'm
looking
gonna
form.
check you on that.
You can request access.
Yeah, whether you write React Native Apex or Callstack Apex, you are in fact gonna get this result as a first page. And Nimesh asked 2,000/4,000 tokens per second, and yes, yeah, it's quite fast. And
quite fast. You will see in a second.
I was excited when I got Kevin, 220.
We are near the half of the stream. We are 6 minutes away from this.
Oh, how the time flies.
Yep. I think I will tell the last thing, and then you can start like booting web UI for Apex in the background. So then you will play with it, and we'll showcase how fast it is on generating answers. So please work on it in the background. And in the meantime, I will tell you something about using Apex. Because when you use Claude, you kinda need to use Cloud Code. When you use GPT Sol, for example, well, OpenAI is more permissive, so you can, for example, use Sol in OpenCode. Technically, you can even connect Sol to Cloud Code if you like. But generally speaking, you are not limited in any way. Right. So Apex you are able to run it with Cloud Code, with Codex, with Cursor, with Pi or P, whatever the name is. Have I already mentioned OpenCode? I guess so. I think you can also run it in Codex. So harness is up to you. We have people in Callstack running Hermes agent with it, and it works really well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a good option for an agent which is supposed to be your, let's say, assistant, but nevertheless, it's here, and you can use it this way. Right. I see simulators being booted on my desktop, and I need to quickly go into Cloud Code and see what's happening in the background. Okay, I think nothing bad. Right. Getting back to live stream. Do you have your web UI ready?
Working on it.
Okay.
Sorry, I just hate when people. I know that it's good that they are doing that, but I got this sent by 1Password.
Take the time you need. You can. I think I can focus it too. No, I cannot. Focus the last comment from Nimesh.
Okay. I have chat.
Nevertheless, focus the last comment because I want to say something about this.
Let me read it in my narrator voice. Sounds like a good model to use in combination with the existing subscriptions to stay in flow when the big pieces are roughly done and need to polish.
If you use a harness that supports multiple models from multiple providers, there's nothing stopping you from having a general plan with Opus, for example, or even Fable, then have some other orchestrator convert the biggest task into smaller tasks, and then decide that, okay, task number 3, 4, and 5 is React Native, like fully React Native. So I will spawn an Apex sub-agent to deal with these 3. You don't need to go all into Apex. You can combine it with the existing models and take what's best in the frontier models. So this high-level overview over architecture, generally over high-level overview over your app and architecture, and then have Apex consult React Native stuff or be the worker to implement the React Native stuff according to the plan provided by some big model.
The best way would be to test it, to just play around with it. I mean, it's not like you are paying who knows what for each token. Also, with the private beta, it's better, right? It's free for now.
It's free.
Yeah. I managed to.
It's not fully free because we have some limits, as you can expect, probably. Because if we let people go in and just have a token maxing approach, this is going to end pretty badly. But with the current rate limiting, the machines are steady. We are pretty happy with the state of the machines at the moment, and I think we have quite a lot of people in the beta phase.
That's what I heard yesterday. Yeah, that's. Let's just say that we are surprised by the good feedback we're getting and by the amount of people interested in playing around with Apex.
It's definitely over 100. I'm 50% sure it's over 150, maybe nearly 200 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that yesterday I even heard 500.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm severely outdated.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard at least.
Righty. Alrighty. So you have the web UI. So
yes.
please share it and let's see how it works in practice. To be honest, it's also like a test run for me because I only use like Apex V1, let's say. And
Ta-da! That's the Apex.
you need to have it like way, way, way more bigger. Once again.
Ding.
Maybe once again.
Oh, come on. But okay.
Perfect. I mean, I don't know. I just have like a small window, and now I can clearly see what you're writing from the distance.
Okay.
So
I know what I want to ask. And also worth mentioning, on those streams, that we should come up with names for these streams. Because I always say, this stream, those stream. Yeah, in streams that we do here, sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things fail. We are going through them. We're testing. We're playing around. So with that being said, I want to find a thing. Recently, when I've been working with Reanimated,
you can say, will it explode? That's the best name for this part of the show.
What?
Will it explode?
Oh yeah, will it explode? Often when I was working with Reanimated, a lot of libraries are still using some weird API connections which trigger deprecation warnings and stuff like that. So the default loggers are set to warning instead of error, and then you get a bunch of like things in the console, which makes it impossible to console logger to work with that. So what I want to know is, hi. Yes, I always start with hi. I can't help it. Hi. I want
in case of Terminator scenario, you will be
it's stronger than me. If I would see a robot, I would say hi. I would try to pet it.
To be honest, there is this like Matrix comic book or short anime, which shows that there were some people nice to the machines and they were spared. So,
good to know.
Something to keep in mind. Don't be okay, I cannot say this word because I think we are kind of children friendly at this point.
You already said a lot of ass.
Ass is nothing bad.
Big ass model. I just love how you pronounce it.
This is probably because I played a lot of Borderlands, and in Borderlands you have these kind of words showing up
big
all the time.
Okay, having a lot of warnings in console.
It takes a second to
Oh, okay.
The time to first token is quite long.
And
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I've been doing to console verbosity. Here's auto suppress warnings. Yes. Available levels are usually, oh wow, that's additional info. Near the top of your root file before any worklets run. That's a piece of information importante. Yep, exactly. Configure from correct import. Yes. Quick tip. If you're seeing a lot of try to modify a shared value from a non-worklet or native side refuse to execute worklet warnings, lowering level will hide them, but it's worth fixing the root cause. Ooh. And wow, what the wait, is this also generated by Apex, the follow-ups?
I think so.
Oh wow, that's new for me. I didn't see this approach before.
Yeah, this web UI is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Is there a way to filter this one in Logbox or Metro so my team still sees them, but they don't clutter my console? Okay.
Right.
Warren is like, oh, that's actually interesting. Sorry, I need to check that. Not through animate. Yeah, I thought so. Ignore animated warnings. Oh, because you can implement that in console warn. Oh wow,
I'm not sure this is a This is the best approach.
Oh no, that's hacky as hell, but there is no other way to do that. You need to modify the
only
word.
okay. Only if you want to filter, like I think there's a way. I think there's a way, like logbox that ignores something, and you can provide. But
Maybe,
I
but
haven't done it in ages, so it's just like a random memory in my mind. But generally speaking, it will work.
That was okay. That was kind of fast. New chat. Do you want to learn something, Szymon?
I'm trying to come up with something that's not going to be straightforward.
Oh,
but this is always tricky.
Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, React Native.
So I'm gonna ask a quick question. Which version of React Native drugs library do you know? Do you have knowledge about?
What is React Native drugs?
Well, maybe
I hear about it.
Maybe it wasn't a part of our. It should be 1.1.5. Trying to.
Yeah, it doesn't know about it. It's trying to find.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't know about it. It's trying to find it using the web UI exposed toolset.
Okay.
But because we don't have like any tools defined, I mean, the knowledge is that there's no additional knowledge in the web UI.
So it's a library that I started using in the project quite a long time ago because it seemed very promising and it was running very well. But for some goddamn reason, the library wasn't released in 5 months. There was no fixes, no improvements, no changes in 5 months. And I'm very sad about that. I don't think so. I don't know.
Forget.
I don't know. Yeah. But one of the reasons, like I had to patch it because they didn't even, and there is a pull request waiting with that. They didn't switch to absolute fill from absolute fill object. So
I see that.
Yeah, so on new Expo versions with newest React Native, it just fails to render properly because all of the layers that's supposed to handle hovering, they just they're getting rendered below because the absolute is not handled properly.
Yep.
I've seen. And Nimesh asked, can we get a demo of it creating a screen and a screen on the simulator? Would be interesting to see what kind of design taste it has. I don't think I would be able to get it through the web UI, but we had a small plan for today. Szymon, I think we didn't even finalize.
The only problem I see is the size of my screen, something I didn't think about.
What do you mean?
In order to have... Oh, wait a second. Okay, the problem was that in order to see both the simulator and the code, or the harness, I would have to share the whole screen, and my screen is like this big. It's ultra wide, so it ends up pretty small on the video. But if I quickly go to the notes we have about Apex, I should be somehow able to connect it to Cloud Code. And with Cloud Code, the desktop one, we have the simulator stream in the window. So it means you can see both.
Oh my God, we even have Infinity. Hey, hi, great to have you back.
So please give me a second or two. I will try to quickly set up my Cloud Code to utilize.
Szymon, a nice question from Infinity. Does this model work well with agent device? Infinity, did you change your avatar? I feel like this is a new avatar, sorry. Yeah, so does it work with agent device?
I guess so, because well, why wouldn't it? It's still a model. The question it should be a little, okay, maybe not a little bit. All right, I will not say anything about like direct comparison to like other models because it's hard to be right on this type of things. But I believe, from what I heard around the company, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's not like state of the art. It may not really like derive all the workflows or the user stories or user journeys in your app, but the driving, it should be just fine.
Sorry, I just took a peek on my screen and suggested is explain options trading. I'm familiar with buying and selling stocks. If I'm
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, why not? Let's see how Apex does with stocks.
So I'm pretty done. I'm just worried about my running session.
Infinity says that Agent Device and Argent are good. I mean, you know, there is this infight between Argent and Agent Device because they do similar things. I think I'm not very familiar with Argent, but yeah, they kind of have to be good. I consider both Callstack and Software Mention amazing companies in the realm of React Native, and not only that. So yeah,
I'm nearly done, like 90% done. So you need to still continue talking. Give me
well, it's not really hard for me, trust me. So
I'm looking for my super secret access token. So there it is.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna quickly check because I am not familiar with Argent, and I feel bad about that because it's.
God damn it! There's one problem.
Oh, okay. Because Infinity says that he's been using Argent for end-to-end now. So what I understand the difference is Argent works with screenshots and image recognition, while Agent Device works with internal like accessibility features to like, it's basically text-based. It's parsing everything to text and goes as a text.
Not really. Like, it's more complicated.
I mean, yes, but from what I remember, how I don't know how Argent works, but if I remember correctly, that was the approach. And I've seen somewhere approaches of people putting agents to play games, and the games were also parsed like being text based. I mean, let's say you have a Witcher, and instead of feeding your model a picture of the Witcher, the game, you somehow parse everything that is visible into text string, and then you get the response as a text string. So, there are so many approaches now to what makes models work better. I've heard a lot of multimodality actually brings models to new higher level. On the other hand, you hear that actually parsing everything to text and allowing models to work on text-based things gives them better performance. But at the end of the day, the fact and the most important thing is that technology should be fun. I feel like we lost a lot of fun recently in the realm of technology and a lot of excitement, and people should play around with things. And Infinity says, Szymon, he's a great fan of your contributions to Rosanite. Actually, Szymon is not just contributions, Szymon is a creator of Rosanite.
Yay.
And React Native Grab. Szymon, is that yours also?
Yep. Oh, that's a quite old experiment. It was quite fun because the amount of problems I stumbled upon. Yeah. In the nutshell, it works pretty well if you stay in React Native reality, but it breaks the moment you step up to native, like for example, trying to use native navigators. And that was the problem I was struggling for a week or two. But finally.
Oh no!
I don't see what's happening, so you need
See?
to be.
Apex don't have information about Rosenite.
That's sad.
Oh, let me ask a follow-up. I mean the
Sometimes, yeah, this is sometimes if it now works when you like give more details about the tool. This is something I reported for Voltra, the other library I co-created, because the problem was that the model was it knew about Voltra, but it didn't have the connection between live activities in React Native and Voltra. And there was a second round of fine-tuning just to make it connect dots between these two.
Okay.
So
Here's a reference to Voltra.
the brand new app is being built for my iOS simulator. The problem is that I cannot really, or I don't know how to run the desktop code with custom model. I can run it with cloud code in terminal, which means that we will have somehow. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I can simply change the resolution. So it's going to be pretty bad for me.
That's interesting. Szymon, we need to actually raise that as an issue because Apex knows about Voltra, but he reiterates that actually the reason I asked about Rosenite earlier, Voltra's optional DevTools plugin depends on Rosenite being installed and configured separately, but I don't have further details on what Rosenite itself is in my available references. Also, I kinda freaking love that. I mean, I love that I got straight up. Yeah, sorry, brah, I don't know.
Could you hide my screen for a second? So
Yeah,
I will
sure.
change to the second.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You need to stop sharing because that's my screen.
I need to stop sharing. Jesus, wait a second.
Stop sharing, Jesus.
Jesus, please. This is the how to name it? Key phrase or the trigger phrase. Like there's a Siri. I cannot say that because my phone is recording. Fuck. Okay, I think it didn't trigger. So the trigger word for my OpenClaw is oh Jesus. All right.
Infinity said, I'm building something like grab and send context to Cloud Agent to fix. Without bundle, it sucks, but I tweaked to generate test ID and grab context from repository. For me, that sounds like a jumbled, like a lot of jumbly words, but I think that Szymon can understand a little bit more about that.
Okay, I think you can start sharing my screen.
Okay, are you sure?
I think so. I mean, you need to observe the thing because I don't see the StreamYard anymore.
One thing, just hi. I think you are very cool. Aww. That's super kind of you. Thank you. Oh, the M dash. We need to retrain the model to avoid M dashes.
All right, boy, I'm ready.
Yeah. Sorry for that.
Whenever you are, I think the setup is pretty nice. Could be better, but it's not bad.
Well, you know what's the opposite of perfect? It's done, I think. Done is better than perfect.
Yep.
It's even better than perfect. It's good enough.
So, yep, this is my super secret projects I cannot show in this tab. I can even make it red. Okay, it's only the thing. Right. So you see the screen, right? Metro, open code, simulator, right?
Yes.
The question is what we want to try to build.
I know. I sent you before, and I want to wait. I clicked something and stopped sharing.
You need to say it because I cannot go now to Chrome again.
Yes, I know. I want to build Pong.
Pong?
Pong,
Right.
the game where you have two things at the
Okay.
ding,
I want to
ding,
build a
ding.
Pong game in
And
React
I'm
Native.
surprised. Like, if you are listening to us now, please tell us in the comments, do you know what Pong is? And I'm not asking as a flex. I'm just curious about. I just want to confirm, how old am I? Because I recently I've heard someone told me that the person who told me that they asked me, so they got asked, oh, so you were alive when there was a PS2? Szymon, do you understand? Were you alive when PS2 got released? Did you play on PS2? People are so young now. Like I've been playing a ton on PlayStation 1. And people, oh my God, they say ping pong and we only know ping pong. Oh my God. I'm so old. So Pong was basically this small game. I had the pleasure of seeing that game as a separate small console. So you had a small controller, basically like a kind of like a screwdriver with rotating thing, and there are two platforms on each side of the screen and a dot in the middle, and you basically play. It's kind of playing ping pong, but the game's called Pong, and it should be fairly simple to implement, but in the same time, in the same time, it will be very complicated because you should be able to move one part of the Pong, and some sort of smaller system should be able to operate the other side of the Pong. Oh my God, you are. I need to improve my prompting game because my prompts are very much smaller than that. I'm just, I want to do this. Here are the rules. Go for it.
I'm not sure if I'm doing the best, the best practices. If I'm applying the best practices, I'm doing what works for me.
Infinity says the same. Like Szymon's prompt is like, oh my God. Szymon, let me put it like this. That's a big ass prompt.
I'm just putting other, requirements into it.
Listen, you are laughing at my high in every prompt. I'm gonna laugh at your over describing everything.
Entertainment system.
I think we are ready. Nintendo Entertainment System.
It depends on the area. For US, it was Nintendo Entertainment System. NES. For Asia, it was Famicom. In Poland, we had this rip of Pegasus, which was pretty much the same thing, but I think it was it moved to Poland from Vietnam or something like that.
Oh my God. From what I see, I had some weird Soviet version of this console.
Right. So the guy is now inspecting the code base, which started pretty quickly because only after half a second. And now it's going, oh, okay, the plan is ready. Whoopsie. Okay, the fun fact. It says that we use gesture handler v2. And
is it
allegedly, it says there is no v3 hook API. I know gesture handler introduced this hook API at some point. I'm not sure if it was v2 or v3, but this kind of sounds reasonable. You can check it online just to be, sure. Okay, open questions before I implement. Replace the home screen. Replace the home screen. Single player with AI on top.
Yeah, it has to be like this.
No. We need to we need to level up our game. we need to create an abstraction so we can swap like human maybe gesture controls with AI controls. But let's not implement the AI controls yet. Visual purity, strict 1-bit black. Go with Nest style. We'll see how it goes. Super. Do not upgrade. Okay. Module structure, features, Punk. In my opinion, it looks pretty good, to be honest.
The plan?
Yep. The main file. Okay. The entry point for the outside world, because this is like I asked it to be to create a encapsulate module, like group all the elements of the implementation of this Pong game in separate modules. Similar things should live in the same module, and things should import themselves. So we generally have this like Pong engine, which is like a main game loop. We have the Pong gestures to derive gestures, components for all the like parts of the UI, and some shared constants and types. Rendering performance strategy. All motion lays on the UI thread, which is good. Use animation style, which is good. Position changes do not re-render React. True. Game in loop use frame callback. And it uses DT, which is important, delta time. Now question is why we need to use delta time.
Can I get this one?
Yep.
This was when I was working as a tester. This was one of the first programming related things I learned about. So basically, there is something called frame rate dependency. So if you are not using delta time while rendering things, but you correlate rendering stuff with your logic, so basically you do logic at the end of the logic, you render thing, it can end up like a game called the Isaac's Binding of Isaac. Yeah, Binding of Isaac. Apparently, at the beginning, they had an issue where if you would run the game on a fast machine, very good fast machine, it would run in like very, very fast. And on slower machines, you would get a slow motion because they had frame rate dependency on the logic. So the logic ran, and at the end, it rendered a frame.
This historically, it's fun. What's happening? I think my super secret project I cannot show, and I probably can.
I've hidden the screen.
Nah, not worry.
Okay, I brought back the screen.
It's just open source, so okay, something to be open source. Never mind. Like, you see, this is my setup. Like spaces for Rosenite, for Voltra, for Harness, for this new thing I'm working on. Pretty decent. Okay, going back to this one, I think we are not going to be. Yeah, it's not state of the art setup, but it's good enough for me. Yep. Recently, I had some time to finally like touch up my terminal, so you can see this like pretty colors and some other pretty things. So this is thinking, this is building, but we can go like in the line.
Infinity says that it's that the frame rate dependency is a nightmare wall for every programmer. But he also says I use herder plus pi. What is herder?
This thing. This is herder.
Is it a harness type of harness or what?
It's harness over harness. It means that I can have like spaces, which are my projects. I can spawn workspaces, tabs in these workspaces, and this works with Claude, with Codex, with
okay. So it's similar flex.
Something is happening. Guys.
Like I'm using Vim.
Something is happening.
Is it?
And now, yeah, it's building the code. I mean, adding the code. It's not like binding the code with the main screen yet, but it's producing the code. So I'm super curious, to be honest. because I don't expect much. However, I may be positively surprised.
I don't expect anything, but if the results will be good, I'm gonna abuse the hell out of the fact that it's in beta and we have access.
Okay,
Those servers gonna be burning on the weekend. Oh, by the way, I didn't ask. Shimon,
you see that? You see that? This is the new thing you mentioned before.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's stumble upon this. It's fixing.
Shimon, quick question. Do you know if we actually have servers for that, or do we just use some cloud providers? Or is it some sort of don't ask, we don't know, whatever?
When you was in our HQ recently, have you heard some strange noise coming out from this closet we used to have, like, I know, beer in and other supplies super necessary for working, like snacks?
No. So we actually host it on our servers?
That's good, because we don't have servers in our HQ.
Oh, that's a mean troll.
I was just playing. What's happening, man?
Wait 1 second. I'm gonna for a second hide your screen for a second. Infinity, to answer that. Look, you go to Google, you write in Callstack Apex or React Native Apex or anything Apex, actually. You enter the first page. There is a intro. Oh, because Infinity asked any beta tester invitation. There is a blog post created by Piotr and our own lovely Mike. And when you scroll down, you have join Apex private beta, in which you can provide your name, provide your email, request access, and then I can silently behind the scenes ask a couple of our lovely guys to like push your push your email a bit higher on the waiting list, because you are very often on our streams. So yeah, you deserve that. But yeah. If you are interested in beta, in testing, in helping us develop Apex, then yeah, hit us up. Join Apex private beta. And going back to Shimon's screen right now. Are you ready to go back to your screen?
I think so. It's still doing something. So we will see.
Yeah, he's linting. Oh, I mean, by the way,
I should have connected the console with something.
While it's processing stuff, some time ago, I've been talking with you, Szymon, about the problem we've hit after updating the new version of Expo, that suddenly our TypeScript and lint started eating too much memory, and we started hitting out of memory exceptions. So turns out that it's fixable not only by increasing the memory limit on Node. Apparently, there was some issue with how we were providing text props to our components. Like we did some messy thing with actually we actually did incorrectly use some types. And let me, I'm gonna actually on my side screen enter check out the merge request.
The guy is heavily optimizing. Like I said that we care about performance, and now it's basically putting all the possible memorization in all the places, just to be sure that the performance is state of the art.
Okay,
so I guess we have to wait for some more time.
I found what we changed, and it was a very small change, but apparently.
Oh, you see that?
Oh my God, that's actually Pong.
It is. It's counting. Yep, it's counting. I can. We didn't program. Okay, we did program the edges. Okay, only the left edge.
I mean, the right one also works. You can play with someone.
Technically, I mean, I'm
You can
playing.
actually.
The ball is speeding up. If you see when every time it bounces, it speeds up.
Bottom wins. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay, so now it's and Jesus. Okay. All right, so there were two runtime errors. One was the gesture
It's
handler review
alive!
missing, and then there was some worklets issue. Because worklets, the engine of worklets, the way how worklets work, they capture like whatever you reference in worklets. In our case, it was the whole game controller object, which also include pan gesture instances causing the problem. It was fixed or maybe not automatically because we didn't instruct Apex to use agent device to listen for console or any other, any other tools like this. But yep, it works. So
Wow.
now we can
Wait, what are you doing? You are basically transcribing yourself.
I'm compacting the session now to have some more space for new features. So
I need to actually step up my AI game because I didn't know there is an option to compact.
Oh, there's, you have forward compact, like a lot of stuff. You have, by the way, okay, this is not in open code, but you have, by the way, you can fork from given places if you want to like follow a second trail.
Wait, I'm in Cursor right now and I don't see a compact.
What can I say? Don't use Cursor. Right. Do we want to have this? Let's implement the AI adapter and for platforms. Keep it simple. Use it for the top one by default. Or even better, ask about the game mode 1 versus AI versus 1, and then provide adapter accordingly.
No, remove one versus.
Right.
Yeah, like or. Yeah.
It's underspecified technically, but we will see how it goes.
So the change we did to the TypeScript was basically we had a style prop with animated style, with style prop with text, like some weird.
That was the thing I was like describing you, like the level of nesting in your types.
Yeah. So once we fixed that nesting, everything got resolved immediately. So yeah, people, whenever you are using TypeScript or ESLint and you hit something like, oh, out of memory exception, I was annoyed and surprised by how many developers' solution to that was just increase the memory and it's gonna work.
That's the easiest way to fix this.
I mean,
like I still remember cases of my jest tests simply leaking memory, and nobody wanted to try to fix the leaks. We were just giving more and more and more memory to jest.
You know what? I think that we as developers, we are too blessed with powerful machines that enable us to just increase the usage, just like throw more memory at the problem instead of fixing the problem. Because actually the developer
this is weird. If you
why
have so many client Hert, what are you doing? Jesus Christ, why do they have 4 sub-agents? What's going on?
Yeah, looks like he's trying to overtake your machine. You will be in the news tomorrow.
It's following my workflow, so
you'll be in the news. There will be Szymon leaked his AI onto Hugging Face.
It's done. Minute 43 seconds with linting with TypeScript checks. It broke the thing because why I can start. Okay, so it's broken now.
Okay. But it does actually.
Yeah,
oh,
I'm just
just
thinking,
just
what's
tell
the
it
reason
that
behind?
just tell it that you lost control over the bottom.
I lost control over the bottom platform, which was supposed
Infinity says, yeah, blessed and cursed with AI.
controllable.
Yeah, that's a blessing and a curse in the same time, because it's amazing technology, but abused, misused, overperforming, underperforming.
Oh, okay, it works now. So I can move and I can play with my.
Oh yeah, actually, Nimesh pointed out AI is so good that it made human incapable to compete. Yeah, that's one way to trick you.
Mate, I just scored the second point, so the third one.
Oh, that was
Right.
slow.
So this works. Technically, it works.
What do you mean technically? It just works.
I mean, okay, it works. This is something you can technically ship to
Technically.
to the App Store, and which is kind of complex. Like, to be honest, having the ball moving with all the physics. Okay, physics are pretty much simple, but still, you need to know how to set up the shared values, how to structure the code. Jesus, what are the edge edge values for the game? The AI, like, this is pretty decent, to be honest. And you know what? Let me try something. This is going to be this part when I try to play with the tools I create. How is that?
Playing with the fire.
We will see if it will work or not. Jesus, too many unmet peer dependencies. Okay. Let's init. Yes, I want to. Oh yeah, that's something that happens with this animated loading thing, unfortunately, when you want to install Rosinite. But the thing I'm trying to do is I want to install Rosinite. I want to give Apex access to Rosinite, and I want it to start the profiling session for React, so we will see how many renders there are happening. All right, so it's ready. I need to restart the server, and we will see how it goes. Actually, I should use the skill, but skills are for. I cannot say this word because we are friendly. Right. For kittens, let's say. Okay, so all right. Use Rosinite CLI to connect to the iPhone 70 Pro simulator and start React profiling session. I'm really curious if it's going to work, because I don't know which. Okay. Agent device, Rosinite help. Okay. As an agent, it's going well.
Nimesh says, Yarn in the wild in very long time. Thought that project died with V2 or V3 rewrite. Fair enough. I feel like recently I've only been seeing NPM, PNPM, NPM, or
something went wrong. I don't know what, but something went wrong. Okay, let's let it cook, I guess.
And Sanim is impressed with your prompting.
Wait, I know what's wrong. Because I need to use this with Rosinite Pro. Ta-da! Now it works. So, what was that? Not revert, undo. And now we restart the game. Let's see how it works. Again, tries to find Rosinite. That's cool. Rosinite agents. That's cool. Targets. That's cool. Okay, I definitely need to because if you install skill for Rosinite, the new skill, it will lead the agent to to ask the CLI for the up-to-date skill, and if you don't install the skill, you see what happens. It's trying to come up with the way of working with Rosinite without any clue. It's there. It's started. It's finally there, but it took some time. We will see if it even works. So 1 versus AI. Yep. Let's wait for some things to change. Like I will lose. Okay. Stop profiling session and say and summarize the findings. Let's see what. Okay, so we have 12 comments, which is something I didn't expect, to be honest. Just I really need to install the skill. Without the skill, you see it's trying to come up with like totally random options, like params instead of
Which
args.
skill?
And there was a night skill.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the slow commit was the initial commit. Most of the time was the full tree rendering: Pong game versus AI, Pong game board, Pong field plus layout and effects. After the initial render, the remaining 11 commits stayed under the 16 millisecond threshold, which matches the goal of keeping the game loop of the React render. Pong ball and Pong platform are animated on the UI thread, so their actual render durations are fine. So how come we have 12 renders? How come we have 12 commits when okay, maybe it will describe
it might be related to the AI part, because it might actually work on state somehow and not on.
We asked our Apex super agent to be like to care about performance, so
no, I mean
I see.
the
I see
AI
what
side of.
Nah, it's even easier. So the logbox, because it was shown for a second, you see this. We have like 2 warnings because Apex tried to use some border style that's not supported, and that's why we had the logbox first mounting, then dismissing, right? And during the rendering phase, we had 5 commits on Pong game board, and that's because we changed, like we had 5 goals. So to be honest, I'm surprised in a positive way, like really positively, because
Same here.
first of all, there was no skill to use tonight, and somehow it went through through all the possible commands and possible like parameters. And to be honest, I should write down the findings. Like it tried to use data, it tried to use args, params instead of args. Why this is important? Because I can change the names of the parameters or arguments to also accept args and params and data. So then if some hallucination happens, it will still work as expected, which is a nice finding. Yep. And it's able to reason about what's happening under the hood, because we asked about profiling, and then it was able to understand, to consume the profiling report and give us some nice findings. I mean, I'm surprised to see this level of details in the response. So I'm amazed. I'm really amazed, and I really understand why people at Callstack are using Apex, which makes me
Now it makes
me
sense.
which makes me sad, because majority of my work is now around React Native, like Node.js, web, and things like this. So yeah. Oh, actually, have you seen the new Resonite?
No.
Okay, so I need to install some plugins. So let me try something. Go to Resonite.dev, find the the documentation page for storage plugin and feature flags plugin and set up them in this project. You need to install both. First, provide fake adapters for both. So we can showcase they work with fakes, something like this. Yeah, because I did some changes. And this is probably the first time you see this screen because it was added last week. So in a nutshell, we are moving, or I am moving all the plugins of Resonate from this top bar, because previously they were displayed just like performance tab, memory tab, and so on, which was fine until we added like 20 plugins, because then it would go straight to this little list, which is not fun to use. So now we have this single Resonate with all the plugins in it, and there are no plugins installed, so there's nothing. It's trying. What the hell is happening? Web fetch official plugins 404. That's my fault. Limit yourself to the storage plugin only, because the feature flag plugin is the new one, like published yesterday, and the release workflow failed because I was doing some changes, and it means that the documentation is stale without the feature flag plugin, so that's why it failed. But it's installed in the storage plugin, so in a second you will see how it works. And at the same time, this is a good benchmark of the model itself, because I asked it to go and look for the information on the internet. Where is it? Yep. Go to resonate.dev, find the documentation page. I was not directed to any specific page. It was able to find the agent browser skill. It was not needed in this case, but good, it found it. Yeah, for some reason it decided to go through the package.json. I think it was looking for documentation, not documentation, for knowledge on the Expo version, for example, and React Native version, to make sure that whatever will be installed is correct. Then it went through resonate.dev, installed the package. Yep, it's creating a fake adapter. That's what I wanted to do. It correctly installed the Resonate storage plugin, and it's done. And now, if I rerun this thing, it should work. So, rerun. Where is this screen? There it is. Reconnecting, and voila, it's working. So, this is the new experience of Resonate I wanted to show you. And as you can see, Apex was able to deliver that. Moreover, store the score in this fake storage, so we can see it in Resonate. Yep, so it's producing something, which we will see in a second, and hopefully we'll be able to see the results in Resonate. Right. So
in full
do we have
honesty,
any other ideas what to add and what to ask about?
to Pong?
Yep.
I mean, that's first of all, that's a kind of a limited testing grounds. Second of all, we are slowly running out of time. It's almost 2 hours. But I can see that you have so much fun.
Wait, you see that? We have bottom and top, and now if we go here,
nice.
It's being updated. Actually, I may have introduced a bug to Resonate with the recent release.
Nimesh said, thanks for the demo, guys. Looking forward to the model being available publicly. Can't wait to try 2000 to 3000 TPS when I need it. You don't have to wait for it to become public. You can try it right now. Just Google React Native Apex or Callstack Apex. Enter the first blog post on our Callstack page, and there you can sign up to private beta. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can play around with Apex, test it out. Of course, currently we have some limitations on the speed and amount of power we are enabling users to use, but why not? It's free, it's fun, it's cool. So yeah, Szymon, I'm really surprised. I wasn't expecting Apex to work that fast and with that quality. One-shotting Pong.
I'm also surprised because I kind of expected it to be like the guy who knows a lot and is good, like the thing.
But for some reason underperforms.
maybe not this, but rather you have a specialist in only one domain, and when you go like you try to use this guy in some other domain, it's total garbage, which was not sure this time because it went through implementing the stuff with Reanimated with gesture handler. It took into consideration the fact we were asking for performance. It structured the code just like I would when working on it by hand. And I had to know, like, I gave no clues about exactly how to structure the code. The code worked more or less. Two minor issues, both fixed when we passed console logs. It was able to use Rosanite. I mean, the skill was missing, but still it was able to figure out how to use Rosanite from the CLI commands, which is also like, wow, amazing in my case. And yeah, it was able to go online, find some knowledge on the internet, install the plugin. And to be honest, if I go up and see the history, I think it didn't even read the storage plugin documentation. It went straight to the source code in Node modules and then figure out how to use this tool. Still amazing.
Yeah.
Technically, something that is token hungry, because if you go to Node modules, you can read big files with any important information. But with Apex, it's pretty cheap, so why not?
No.
Right.
Overall, like, to be fully transparent with y'all, before this stream, we were talking with Szymon, and we were like, oh, we don't really know what to expect. Like, it might fail, it might explode in our faces, but we even used hashtag YOLO. Let's try and build Pong or like anything, like just build from the ground up. And yeah, we are actually surprised. It went surprisingly well. It went amazing.
It could be worse. It definitely could be worse. So I'm super happy to see that it worked just like that. We had those minor issues, like one with Rosanite. So I need to go back to Piotr, the guy behind Apex, one of the guys behind Apex, because we had Piotr, we had Artur, we had Lech. I guess Michał Pierzchała was also helping the guys. Mike, I was also helping the guys. And folks from the Callstack incubator team were helping the guys. Satya, Kamil. Okay, I will double check I didn't miss anyone because I don't want to be a D person. Again, remember, child friendly. We don't say the D word.
Yeah, of course, because now even children are vibe coding and are interested in technology.
Yeah. Michał, Kamil, Artur, Satya, Szymon, which is me, Lech, and Piotr. With special applause for Piotr, Lech, and Artur for driving the whole thing, and special applause for all of us because we had to. Okay, so 1 minute digression. At some point, Apex was kind of good, but at the same time bad. And we determined that this is the problem of the data set. Like some entries were basically garbage. So we Arthur created some kind of like quality gate thing, and we had to go through all the, like, maybe not all of them, like not all of the entries in the data set, but through many of the entries in the data set to determine if they are right, if they are wrong, if they are like quite right or quite wrong, or maybe they are not like important at all. And we went through hundreds of cases. It was really, really bad experience, but we did it, and that's why we should be recognized. Callstack team, some people on Callstack bench, some people waiting for
I
projects
can
to join.
actually see the flashbacks in your eyes.
This is I have to share the second cup with guys because I have two like Callstack cups straight from US, which is fun because these are Callstack cups, and yeah. So I think we can
Slowly wrap up.
finish this. Yep, slowly wrap up. So the most important things, once again, callstack.com, maybe not /Apex, but if you Google it, Apex Callstack, you will see the page about Apex. You will learn how it was built. You will learn how you can gain access to it. It's currently in closed beta. If you get accepted, you will get an email with your with some like link to some panel where you can generate your own API key. The usage is limited. You don't pay anything. It's totally free. That's why the usage is limited. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's still useful and still something you can try if you like, of course. So, yep, that's pretty much it.
Not if you'd like, just do it. Do it. Just go
Yeah,
there.
we are going to ask you about it next time. If you don't try Apex, but that time, well, Kevin knows what happens then.
Yeah, just
And
do it.
I can't really. I don't have the nerve to describe all the things that may happen to you because of that. This being said, it was really nice to be here with you, to play with Apex, to be positively surprised by it. And yeah, I hope to be here on this live stream another time, maybe next month or 2 months or 3 months. We will see how it goes.
Shimon, as you know, you have an open invitation to those live streams. It's always so fun, so much fun.
You know how it is with me nowadays. I love attending conferences. So my plan for the next like months until the end of year is Paris, France, Berlin, Germany, London, UK, again Berlin, Germany. So it may be hard to find the best like a window in my schedule, but we will try.
Well, I'm going to try anyways. But with that being said, let me pull out some nice lo-fi for the ending. So yeah, that was a surprisingly good stream. We managed to present Apex in a very good light, which it basically did it by itself. It's a very powerful, nice tool that you can test yourself right now. Thanks to Ryan for showing up. Thanks for Nimesh for actively participating in the stream. Save to Infinity. And I've seen one more person, I think. And Sanim, thank you as well. Thanks, y'all, for participating in the stream. It was a lot of fun. Szymon, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for presenting and showing me those cool new tricks, those amazing new prompting ideas.
Oh, I know what I have to show. I forgot about it. I have this little guy prepared for today.
Oh, that's so cool.
he wasn't needed because it worked, but it was
Yeah.
here trying to, give me a hand. I was not needing any hand, but there's this like one little hand
Yeah.
ready to help you. This
Thankfully,
is fun.
everything worked. And I mean, it's not luck. It's not thankfully. It's just a lot of great work put into preparing the infrastructure, setting up everything, teaching the model. So now we are proudly presenting it to you all. And with that being said, thank you. See you next week. And we don't yet know what the next week will bring. So stay tuned. Check out the X and other socials to know what we'll be presenting. And with that being said, see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
And I'm looking for a correct screen. What is the correct screen? We don't have it. Oh, there is no. Yeah,
So the
this
guy
is the
is back
screen.
for a second.
For a second, yeah.
So bye-bye.
Bye-bye.